Give it to me like.
It's a little cold. Every time we went inside. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the story of Leonidas, the buck that I've been going after since 2021 when we first moved into this property. So as you can see in these photos here, this buck was a beautiful 8-point. I didn't get anything on him on the first year. I didn't get any pictures really, and then all of a sudden in 2021 when we decided to actually start hunting the property, I tried in 2020 doing a little bit of hunting there. Didn't really do much, just did some scouting, did a few nights at the end of the season. It was in December anyway. But 2021, when I really decided to actually put the time in, scout, do all that, I found this buck. He was a young 8-pointer, beautiful deer. I'll show you pictures of him as we go on in the videos. We'll go from there. So we'll start with this first video. This is when I first saw him back behind our barn in the riding ring. He was with another buck that was also both beautiful bucks. It was early summer. I believe this was like July of 2021. So we'll show you that video right now. Looking right at Ava. So after I saw that video, I decided to put out some cameras all over the property. And I mean, we have probably close to 30 acres. I mean, it's more like, mid-20s, but, close enough. So I decided to put cameras out everywhere to try and find out as much as I could about this buck, where he was living, where he was eating, everything. So then I got a few pictures, as you can see right here, different sides of the property. So he was on one side, then he went completely to the other side, and he was everywhere. I mean, he was on both sides. So here's some pictures of him from then. So as you can see, absolute beautiful buck. But then he disappeared. I went from that season, didn't see him at all. Once the season really started, pressure came on, rut came, he disappeared. So that made me believe, maybe his real bedding area and areas like that isn't where I thought it was, and it was far away. Then I had a friend who sent me pictures of him, a little over a mile away during the season. And I was like, oh, man. And I figured he'd come back, but nope, nothing that season. I ended up getting a few does in 2022, and, that was it. I mean, 2021, sorry, at the end of 2021, and that was it. Then, 2022 came around. Didn't see him much during the year. All of a sudden, in November, cold, snowy, I started getting these pictures. And he showed up. So we'll go check those out right now. So as you guys can see, he turned into an absolute monster. Still an 8-point, huge rack, and he put on some weight. I mean, this is, mid-rut. He's chasing, he was chasing females. He was, fighting with all the other bucks around, and man, he put on some size, and he matured, and he was a beauty. So I, went after him, was doing that. He was coming at night. He was coming like right after shooting light. So I eventually ended up thinking, you know, he's going to come just at shooting. So I got lucky. In a few minutes before shooting light, this monster stepped out and was perfectly broadside to me. So here's a picture just before I was able to release the arrow. So this was November 28th. Like, I mean, a few minutes before shooting light ended. And, you know, had it perfectly broadside, 20 yards, right before I went to release the arrow. As I said earlier, this is, you know, we had a farm and we have horses and all that. So someone was bringing in the horses and shut one of the gates, and the metal clink noise of shutting the gates completely turned him from broadside to looking to where the gates were, to which put him at that time, as soon as I released the arrow, he turned perfectly perfectly straight to me. And it ended up hitting him in the collarbone area, which at the time I didn't know. I mean, it left a crazy blood trail. I chased him for, not chased, I followed the blood trail for well over 2-3 hours. I mean, it wasn't even like a straight, I mean, it was only, you know, maybe half a mile or whatever, but it was zigzagged everywhere, going through everywhere. And he went back, went through a small little river that we have, maybe 10 feet wide. And like I said, this is November 28th, and this is in, you know, New England, so it was very, very, very cold. And I went through that river, and I tracked him for hours. Could not find him. Called my uncle. He came over the next day. We tracked, you know, followed that blood path, did all that. It went through the river, across the road into an area where someone else owned, which is another 150 to 200 acres. We went through everywhere. I mean, we followed everywhere. You know, we tracked for days and days and days, and nothing. So that led me to horribly believe that, you know, I thought it was a perfect frontal shot and went in, and he just went and died somewhere, and I'll never find him again. I was sicker than I've ever, I mean, sick to my stomach. And I tracked him for days and days and days. I did not give up. I did not want to give up. I did not want to believe that it was a bad shot, even though I know deep down it was. So, you know, I eventually gave up and was just like, well, you know, part of being a hunter, it happens. So, you know, I went and looked around, and I ended up finding these scrapes and rubs that he left. And man, I didn't even like notice he was coming in this way, and I didn't notice these scrapes or rubs were even there, because, you know, this was only my, you know, second, third year really hunting again and getting back into it. And I just missed so much. I was so focused on this deer, I didn't think of the basics. So here's that. Man was scraping away. It's coming right through there. Then he came down this way. Walked right through here. Hit that scrape. Rub-a-dub-dub. Another one. And then he hit that scrape. So, as you can see, all that evidence he had, you know, whatever. After days and days of, you know, just being sick to my stomach, I didn't hunt at all after that. I was pretty much over for the season. I was so depressed. I was so sad. I mean, that would have been easily the biggest buck of my life. So all of a sudden, December 11th, a snowstorm rolled in, and my cameras went off. And I just thought, you know, I had a bunch of pictures of other bucks and does and running around our little field behind the paddocks, and I was like, I just thinking it was one of them. Didn't think anything to it until the next day when I woke up. I checked my camera. I was like, I'll see what was going there. And I could not believe it when I saw pictures of him again, back right there, same spot and everything. You could see in some of the pictures. It's hard to see in these, but when I was looking at him, you can see where I hit him, everything like that. It was a terrible shot. It was, I believe it was on his, facing towards me, so it's his left, my right side. It hit there, and it must have ricocheted because it went in somewhere around his neck. It hit, I guess he might have turned or something like that, or whatever way it turned, and it went in, I don't know, just whatever angle he was facing. So I was happy as can be, and I didn't want to push it. Did not want to blow him out anymore, did not want to do anything, so I gave the rest of the season off. So 2023, you know, I had some other big bucks I was going after. I had a few other properties. I had a big 9-point that I was going after, and he was a monster. So that's going to be different story, different time. We'll get into that in one of the next videos. But yeah, so 2023 came around. No pictures of him during the summer, no pictures, anything. So we had a little bit of a cold winter. We have a lot of coyotes around, so I was worried that he probably died over the winter, didn't make it. So we'll get into that. What's up, everybody? Today's a big day. Today is October 2nd. Finally here. Today, from Massachusetts, is opening day of archery season, baby. Let's go. We are currently, right now, headed to the spot. So, I should be there in about 5 minutes. Gonna get my climber set up, get myself situated up in the stand. And I'll see you guys when we get there. Oh man, I can't believe this. This has been a long time coming. Been waiting all year for this, prepping all year. Oh, what a great feeling. See you at the stand, guys. So as you can see, first day of the season, October 2023. And as you can see, the next few clips, I'll play for a bit. Man, I can't even tell you how many does I saw this season. Every day there were does and does and does. And I hunted 2 different spots. Like I told you, I had another buck I was going after. So there'll be a few videos of those. But here's a couple does that came right by. I mean, none of them knew where I were. I was using my summit stand, my climber. I was up pretty high. I was like 20-25 feet. And you see some does coming by. This next video is of my boy Junior. He is one of my favorite little guys that would come around every day almost same time. He would always come in with his mom and they would eat around these apple trees. And then after him and his mom would leave, that's when the bucks would start to come in. So here's a quick video of my boy Junior. Now, a lot of you guys that obviously hunt, you can feel this next video. Typical, when a doe comes in, she's on high alert, and you see her standing, her face up in the air, and you know she's not doing a little stomp, and the next thing you think, she's gonna blow. And man, I was just sitting there, and I mean, the wind was coming my way, so I know there was no way that she was winding me. But, you know, she came on out, high alert, she didn't feel comfortable. And you can see typical doe behavior in this video. So it started to get a little bit later in the season, and all of a sudden this weird buck started showing up on camera. A weird rack, big body buck, but he had a very weird rack. It looked like he had 2 or 3 coming out on one side, and the others were all messed up and they were twisted. And I was like, this is a really unique buck. And honestly, towards the end of the season, I still had a couple buck tags left, and I was like, you know what? If he comes by, he gives me, you know, the right shot, I'm gonna take it. I mean, I need some meat. You know, I'm a meat hunter before anything, and this guy had a good sized body on him. So I said, you know what? He comes by, he gives me the chance, I'm probably gonna take him. So here's some pictures of him. Cool looking buck, really unique. Here you go. So after he came around, I gave it a few days, and I decided to go hunt a different property, a third property that I had, that I got lucky to get permission on. And I was in a tree, and about 150 yards away in the field, the big buck was chasing those. Now, unfortunately, I don't have permission for that property. That's just outside of the property that I was allowed to hunt on. So as you can see, all I was able to do was just sit there and pretty much watch and enjoy. But man, what a big mature buck he was, and he was just chasing those does around for about an hour. And I got a little bit of video on it. Like I said, it was far away, and I recorded my phone right now, so it's not the best recordings, but here's a quick video of that.
Oh God, he needs to come over here. He's chasing a bunch of does like 100 yards away. Fuck. He's big boy. Big. Oh, there's Rack. Oh shit, there he is. Look, look, look. Big old bruiser. Whoa. Yes, come this way. Come this way, baby. Once he gets into these woods, I'm gonna grow. Big old turkey.
So a few more days went by. Not much went around in that third property that I was at. And then my camera started going off again. This was towards the end of the rut this time. And that really unique buck started coming back again. And he was coming every day. I mean, every single day I was getting pictures of him consistently around the same time. I mean, he was there from like 2 o'clock in the afternoon until dark, and then there all night. So kind of made me wonder, because this was also the same time around that I shot that one, shot the big one, Leonidas, the 27th, 28th of the year prior. So I don't know, kind of made me wonder what was going on with this buck. So here's a few more pictures of him.
Get up there, dumbass.
So, of course, it was the exact day to the year prior, November 28th. And what do you know? That weird interested rack buck comes by, 20 yards, perfectly broadside. And so I hunt with a diamond deploy. I use the Grim Reaper 3-blade whitetail broadheads, and he was, like I said, 20 yards, perfect broadside. And of course, didn't have my phone out, wasn't expecting it, didn't even have time. I mean, he came out, he was behind a log and some brush, and he just decided to come right out. So I barely even had time to grab my bow and get ready before he noticed me or whatever. So I stand up in my tree, draw back, boom, perfect double lung. He maybe went 40 yards. I was so happy I got this buck. It was a very, very rough year. A lot of other things happened, which will be in some other videos to come. But here's some quick little videos and some pictures of the buck when I got him.
His head is huge. Well, boys, finally, after going after this buck all season, he's got a messed up rack. He's got 1, 2, 3. He got like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's a weird 8. He's a big boy. I gotta drag him out of here now. I gotta gut him and then drag him.
So to add on from that, it gets better. I mean, the story just gets better and better each time. So I brought him to my buddy, who's also my butcher, another great hunter. His name's Tom. He has his own YouTube channel, which I will put a link for in this. He's a great friend. He is an amazing hunter. He actually shot his 100th deer this year. Incredible friend, incredible person. I will definitely be having him in some videos to come, especially this year. And I would like to do a like kind of podcast video with him. Incredible guy. So I bring him to him. He does all my butchering and everything, him and his son. And he sends me this picture. So he checks the teeth on him, and this is an old buck. We estimated around 10 years old. You can see how the teeth are all ground down. Not something we were expecting. I mean, this is an old warrior of the woods. So check out these pictures. So as you could tell, I was already like cool, excited, a lot of emotions going on and how awesome that was. An hour goes by and I get another text from him, and you're not going to believe this. He texts me and he goes, Dalton, you're not going to believe this. He goes, this story just keeps getting better and better with this buck. And I'm like, oh boy, what now? So he sends me these pictures I'm going to show you next. It's my piece of my arrow with my Grim Reaper broadheads lodged right in them. The buck was Leonidas. It turned out to be him. He was the old warrior that I've been after, and I guess he was on the year before when I frontal shot at him. He was at his prime, and the next year he just declined. He super declined. His rack got all messed up. He just, I don't know. It was a big decline, and I did not think it was him. But it was just crazy that time of the year he was there. I shot him in the same day, a little bit early in the day, right after a storm. But man, I just couldn't believe it. And that, I had my initial right on that part of the arrow and everything. Like, so I knew it was him. It was just mind blown. So many emotions were going through me at that time. And here's the pictures of that. I mean, it is absolutely crazy. So, I mean, as you can see, what an incredible hunt that was, and that really helped me kind of get over, you know, that last year of me thinking I lost him, thinking he was just, you know, dead somewhere. And, you know, every hunter that's ever hunted long enough has been through something like that and has felt that pain. And that really helped me kind of close that story and that chapter in my life and be so happy that I got him. And that just goes to show you how tough these animals really are, and how much they have that will to live. I mean, with all the blood I mean, there was blood everywhere. I mean, I don't understand how an animal could have lived losing that much blood, and he did. So that's Leonidas, and that's the end of his story. And like I said, he was around close to 10 years old. He lived an incredible life, and he was an absolute warrior. He ruled that area, and now he gave it up. And I'm blessed, and you know, I thank God every day for that. And I'm gonna go right now, and I'll show you, you know, what his mount looks like. We did a Euro mount on him, and I'll show you his rack, and it came out incredible. So we'll be right over to that. So guys, this is Leonidas, and as you can see, the mount came out amazing. So he's got, oh boy, doesn't want to focus. He's got 1, 2, 3, a little one here, a little drop there, 1, 2, 3, but look at that crazy curve he's got. That whole side is just absolutely incredible, and I love drop on this side. I mean, he was just an absolute warrior. And then we'll go over and we'll check out, as you can see, his teeth. I mean, look at how ground down they were. I mean, there were really nothing left of those. But he was an amazing buck, and now he lives here, and that's the end of his story. So thank you all so much for listening to my story and watching this video of Leonidas. I have plenty more to come, so please, if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe so you can see all my other videos and any further videos that are coming. I have a few more in the making right now, and I've got some new cameras and stuff to be using for this year. I'm definitely going to step up my video game, so make sure to follow and make sure to like this video, comment, and share with your friends and help me get out there. Until then, we'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.